So let's move on to the next question. We are given a square is greater than b square and mod a into b is less than 0, and we have to figure out mod a plus mod b is greater, smaller, equal to what? Mod a plus b, right? So again, in such type of questions, you have to think if you can, approach a question with putting in some numerical values, because that kind of makes it easier a lot of times, right? So similarly, for example, uh, maybe let's take a is equals to 5 and b is equals to 4. Just talking something, right? So a square is greater than b square, meaning 25 is greater than 16, which is absolutely right. Okay, sorry. Wait. One thing which I didn't see, it's given that mod a into b is less than 0, right? That means mod a will always be positive, that is for sure, right? So if the entire thing is negative, that means b has to be negative. So we can say from here that b is less than 0. That is one thing for sure, right? That is one thing for sure, that b is less than 0. Why? Because mod a into b is less than 0. Mod a is always positive. So this has to be negative in order for the entire thing to be negative, right? Okay. Now let's assume, for example, a is equals to 5, right? And b, we have to take a negative number. So let's say b is equals to -4, right? So a square is greater than b square. So a square, which is 25, is greater than b square, which is 16. Absolutely right. Okay. And mod a into b is less than 0. So mod a will be 5. 5 into -4 minus 20, which is less than 0. Absolutely right. So now let's compare these two things. So mod a will be 5, right? Mod a is equals to 5. Mod b will be equal to 4, right? So mod a plus mod b will be 9, right? Mod of a plus b, this will be mod of a, which is 5, plus b is -4, and the mod of this, right? So this turns out to be mod of 5 minus 4, right? Which is mod of 1, which is 1, right? So in this case, this is greater, right? In this case, this is greater. Okay. Now, let's assume that a is equals to -5 and b is equals to -4, right? Okay. So a square is greater than b square. So a square will be 25 is greater than 16, which is again absolutely right. And mod of a, which is 5, into b, which is -4, which is -20, is less than 0. So again, these two conditions are satisfied. So we can take these two numbers. Okay. Now let's see this. So mod a will be, so mod of -5 plus mod of b, which is -4. So mod -5 mod is 5 plus -4 mod is 4. So 5 plus 4, this will be 9, right? Mod of a plus b. So mod of a, which is -5, plus b, which is -4. This means mod of -9, which is 9. So in this case, these two terms are equal, right? So in one case, we had this one greater and this smaller. In the other case, we had both equal. So we cannot say anything because in this case, the answer is A. In this case, the answer is C. So finally, the answer will be D, because it's sometimes equal, it's sometimes greater. So your final answer will be D. I hope this is clear.